Glorious sunrise, beautiful people. I wanted to come share with you guys my yoga routine for this morning. This morning I'm doing a beach yoga just to reset and cleanse, to make sure that I'm in my right state of mind. I'm going to go ahead and take my turban off because I've had my head covered for about the last 3 or 4 days. And having locks, it's such a spiritual journey, so it's important, especially if you're an empath or super sensitive or psychic. It's important to have your head covered because that helps. So first we're going to start out with prayer and intention settings for today's yoga session. Then we're going to follow up with some long, deep stretches to stretch out our entire body. So stretch your fingertips all the way to the sky, tippy toes, and look up. You should feel that stretch in your legs, your hams, your butt, your back, and your arms. Then we're going to do a forward fold. And this forward fold helps to wake up your legs after being asleep or resting for 8+ hours. And the head tilts and turns also help stretch out your neck and your spine, the top of your spine. You want to make sure that when you're doing yoga, you're really taking your time out to stretch your body as much as you can, as deep as you can go. And the key to yoga is deep breathing. The deeper you breathe, the better you stretch. Now, this stretch right here, this stretch gonna have you looking like motherfucking Jackie O-Ho. Gonna have your back. That's why I walk the way I walk and my arch sits the way it is, because this pose helps improve back pain, and it also helps improve your arch and posture. Next, we're going to head into Warrior 2. And this pose helps stretch out the calves, the hams, the quads, the butt, and both legs. And you alternate and pull through to get more of a stretch in your shoulder blades, in your back, and in your stomach. A lot of people don't know this, but I actually used yoga to lose over 100 pounds, because holding these type of movements for long periods of time helps massage your internal organs and stimulate your digestive system. And as long as your digestive is stimulated, that means that you are going to begin actually digesting the food that's in there and stuck in your large intestines, making us fat and keeping us stagnant. If my coochie look fat, that's because it is. But actually, I'm on my period, so just mind your business. And then we're going to jump and push up into Cobra and flip our feet over. People think that yoga is hard. Why my booty look little? Girl, I need to go work out. People think that yoga is hard, but it's like, really, we should all be fluid in our bodies. We should all be able to move. Girl, see, look, even I be struggling because I don't know what the fuck that just was. I'm not even going to cut it out. But, none of us are perfect. We all have things going on, but we have the ability to at least take care of our bodies the best that we can. So I always try to find a way and space to do that, and I always try to make space for myself and show up. Now we're going to head into Warrior 3. This pose, oh my goodness. And these are also sun salutations. If you haven't noticed, I started my day off with some sun salutations. And sun salutations is really just Cobra, Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and Warrior 3. To properly get into Warrior 3, you want to step your left foot back, swing your arms up, and then we're going to do, this is another variation of Warrior, but we're going to swing our body sidewards, if that makes sense. So just pay attention to the video. I'm more of a hand-eye coordination type of girl. And like I said, if my coochie look fat, girl, it is, but I'm on my period, so that's bad, so mind your business. And next we're going to go into dancer's pose. This really helps with balance and fluidity. As you can see, it take a lot of balance, and I actually need to work on improving my posture. But yoga is such a great way to just stay present and calm within your body. I find that whenever I feel stressed, I do some yoga and it just take it all away, girl, because who don't have time for stress no more is me. I release stressing, I release worrying, I release depression. I release all things that are not in alignment with my higher self or my higher purpose. And this is what I'm praying for. Serenity. That's always readily available. Always readily available. It's more so of a choice to choose chaos and stagnancy and depression. And it's also a choice to choose happiness and joy and peace. So you just have to decide each rising, you have to start your morning off with, how are you showing up today? Are you showing up today from a place of peace and joy, or are you showing up from a place of depression and stress and anger? Because I find that the latter, stress, anger, and depression, it distracts us and takes away from who we truly are as divine beings having a human experience. I think that God intended for us all to live our life freely and happily and without stress, but we live in a world now where the white man has created all these jobs and man-made bills and all of this stuff that was created for us to intentionally be taken away from what is natural to our spirit, and that is to be out in nature, being free, being abundant. Because God didn't create jobs for us to work. We were created with brains to produce and create. But ultimately, we were created to be free, doing whatever we want to do. And I think that's a choice that most of us feel like we don't have. But you have the choice. You just have to decide that you're enough or you're worth the work that it actually takes to pour into yourself. Because if you can go to work for 8 hours a day, give up 8 hours of sunlight a day, and you need sunlight. We need sunlight like crackheads need crack. We need sunlight like the water needs the ocean. If that makes sense. It don't make sense, but it makes perfect sense poetically, because we are children of the sun, meaning that we are supposed to be getting at least 30 days minimum of sunlight a day. And when we don't, because we're pouring so much time into these jobs and making money, we're remaining disconnected from our true spirit, from the true spirit of God. Because the sun and sun alone provides us with vitamin D and carbon, which is the makeup of our brown skin alone. Girl, these men be staring at me like they just want to pay me for being outside. Like, get out of my business. But anywho, back to carbon. Carbon is the very makeup of our cells, of our DNA, of everything that we are as quote-unquote black people. Like, they taught us to believe that we're so minuscule and minority-ish. But the reality is, it's like our DNA, our skin, our cells are made up and comprised up of the same chemical composition, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, that the earth is made up of. That would make us the original people of the sun. That would make us the sun people. That would make us God's original children. Everyone on earth comes from us. And that is the honest to God truth, and I'm sticking to it. We did not come from Africa. The other people came from Africa, because there are others. There's different species of people. But all right, thanks for coming to my TED Talk on that subject. I look real fine. And if you need some waist beads, click the link in my bio to order your waist beads, because waist beads actually help you eat less, because once your stomach begins to get full, they begin to get real tight. And once they get real tight, your body is not stretching further. So you either gonna stop eating, or the motherfucker's gonna pop. So this is my last pose that I'm gonna go into. This is wheel pose, or a variation of a seated wheel pose. And this helps align your entire body, your chakras. Now, if you pay attention, my crown chakra is in alignment with my root chakra. Okay, I'm stretching out my back muscles. People think these poses hurt, but honestly, the more fluid you are in your body, the better it feels. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Lay y'all bye.